to call off strike. Governor NTA Abeokuta mourns passage of former finance minister. Good evening and you're welcome to Channel 12 News. I am Lekon Agbonde. Now the news in details. An end to the ongoing nationwide strike by the organized labor seems close after fruitful deliberations between the leadership of the organized labor and the federal government. Minister of Labor and Employment, Simon Lalong, and the president of TUC were optimistic that the dialogue will yield positive results, which Labor says it will deliberate on the issues discussed before take the next action. The engagement took place at the office of the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, who was in attendance. Also present was the Minister of State, Labor and Employment, Nkeruka Oyegochu, and NSC Secretary General Emmanuel Ugboja, and other laborers. Senate has urged organized labor to national interest and respect for the rule of law call off the ongoing strike. It also resolved that the leadership of the Senate will hold an emergency meeting with labor leaders towards resolving the issues. In a unanimous motion by the Senate raised by the Senate leader Opeyemi Bamidele, the lawmakers observed that the strike, if allowed to continue, could lead to the collapse of the economy.
In the interest of the nation. And the second prayer is that the Senate leadership, led by the Senate President, should invite the leadership of the concerned labor unions, TUC, NLC, ASU, to an emergency meeting in order to discern what the real issues are and how to find solutions to them.
As part of efforts to provide solutions in resolving matters between the organized labor and the federal government, guests on Good Morning Nigeria appealed to relevant stakeholders to intervene for negotiations to proceed based on national interest. Garba Nata Allah reports.
I want to say that the solution to this is that they should return to the table quickly. Whether the minister may not have been back or not, but there is a labor team working with it.
That was Senator Ita Enang, former presidential aide on National Assembly matters, speaking on way forward between the federal government, NLC, and TUC, despite court order restraining the unions from embarking on the strike.
If the Ministry of Labor and the management of the government institutions engaged with labor, they would have been able to arrest the situation and provided some succor which would have prevented the strike.
We have a court order hanging and nobody seems to care about that. Now, again, that shows the level of impunity, not only to court orders, but to several things that we are doing, including the case that caused this strike.
Guests conceded to matters arising. However, considering national interest first, labor relations experts need to be involved for all contending issues to be resolved in an upright dialogue.
I still want to situate the entire gamut of this crisis on the doorstep of the managers of industrial relations and working for the government.
The sanctity of the leader of the working people cannot be toiled with.
Behind actions meted out on the NLC president while in Imo State, guests unanimously agreed for adequate investigations to be conducted.
That there should be justice, for NLC president. But I'm also reassured by the assurance given by the Inspector General Police that is setting up a special investigation to look at what has happened.
Talking about the minimum wage in the states, I can tell you, even the wage award, not all states have complied, even though there are a few states that have complied, but not all states. which brings together the fact that there is a lot that needs to be done in terms of labor relations.
Implementation of new salary structure, particularly to local government workers, was buttressed, among other issues, in resolving the impasse. In Abuja, Garba Muhammad Natala, NTA News.
Job creation as an integral component designed to propel the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu is being given effect with a template for the National Directorate on Employment, NDE, as a leading agency in the drive. Kevin Ebroye reports that the agency held a stakeholders forum in Abuja to analyze the template. The Federal Character Commission and other stakeholders have been charged to abide by the principle of equity, fairness, and justice in the delivery of their primary responsibility to Nigerians. This was a thrust of discussion at a sensitization program organized by the Commission in Abuja. Channel 12 News continues after this timeout. Do stay with us.
Take it from me, the mind-blowing way to do things is the Glow LTE advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't. Lucky! Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play, I did this guy.
You see about that?
It's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K. And when you go for your dreams, it's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
New LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. And the news continues. President Bola Tinubu has declared open the 19th All Nigeria Editors Conference in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. In a message through the Minister of Information and National Orientation, the President acknowledged the vision of the Nigerian editors in developing partnership with the federal government towards the growth and development of the country. Saliu Gwadbawa reports.
Beyond writing the headlines, Nigerian editors are gathered here to also create content in line with the current economic realities as they share quality ideas as critical stakeholders on how to stimulate the country's economic growth. For 4 days, members of the pen profession are expected to pursue this agenda through technical sessions. President Bola Tinubu, in a message, urged the participants to uphold the ethics of their profession by providing positive media coverage that can enhance investors' confidence and attract the needed investments.
Due to technological advancements in this digital age, where information flows ceaselessly, the responsibility placed on the shoulders of editors is burdensome. The power to influence opinions, to illuminate truth, and to guide public discourse rests with the words that you choose, the stories that you tell, and the perspectives that you highlight. The convergence of traditional and digital media provide us with new avenues to engage and inform the public. Let us therefore explore these tools in order to bridge gaps, amplify voices, and foster a more informed citizenry and inclusive society.
Government, he added, is responsive for the yearnings and aspirations of the citizens.
We are faced with the proliferation of disinformation, and false narratives, which threaten the fabric of our society, and it is our collective duty to combat this menace. Through fact-checking, responsible reporting, promoting media and digital literacy, we can fortify our defenses against the corrosive effects of fake news.
I want to request and plead, therefore, that you use the media to engender a new template of reportage, one that is developmental oriented where our leaders are called to account without being overly obtrusive.
How do we do it? Don't give up your job, your obligation to society as the fourth estate of the land.
Stakeholders urged the media to think global and act local by being conscious not to break the country while trying to break the news. In Uyo, capital of Akwa Ibom State, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
CBN extends validity of old Naira indefinitely as CNG offers opportunity for private sector partnership. Details in our business news segment with Omowumi Ajayi.
Bank of Nigeria has announced its intention to extend the validity of the old 200 naira, 500 naira and 1000 naira notes indefinitely. This is how the Apex Bank declared its desire to extend the validity of old naira notes beyond any expiring dates. According to the bank, it is working with the relevant authorities to vacate the subsisting court ruling on the same subject. The bank disclosed this in a statement signed by the Director of Corporate Communications, Issa Abdulmumin, on Tuesday. The statement titled CBN to allow whole design naira banknotes as legal tender ad infinitum said the decision is in line with international best practices and to forestall a repeat of earlier experiences. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, has said that the federal government's adoption of compressed natural gas offers an opportunity to private sector players. Edun said this at the unveiling of the 2023 Nigerian Banking Sector Report by Afrivents, which held in Lagos on Wednesday. The report was entitled Getting Nigeria to Work Again. The Finance Minister, who was represented by the Managing Director of Ministry of Finance Incorporated, Dr. Armstrong Tanka, said increasing the adoption of CNG will reduce cost of production for businesses and households. However, he highlighted that there was a need to increase investment. That is it on business news. Omowumi Ajayi. It is over.
Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has described the passage of former Minister of Finance Dr. Olonlapo Shuleye as a great loss to Ogun State and Nigeria at large. In a statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Lekon Adeniro, Dr. Sholeye's immense contributions to the financial sector in Nigeria and Ogun State will forever remain green in the annals of history, noting that he played a vital role in shaping the nation's economy, implementing reforms, and fostering sustainable growth. He added that the demise of Sholeye has created a vacuum that would be difficult to fill, adding that he will be remembered as a statesman, mentor, and role model. Governor Dapo Abiodun extends his condolence to the family, friends, and loved ones of the nonagenarian and prays for the repose of his soul. The deceased was a former Minister of Finance between 1984 and 1985 during the military regime of General Muhammadu Buhari, and also served as former Commissioner for Finance and Industry in Ogun State. We pray that Almighty grants him eternal rest. And that concludes Channel 12 News for tonight. I am Lekon Agbonde. Good night.
Exclusive hotel and event center. We'll have various rooms for lodging and accommodation, executive suites, double and single chalets. Come and have a 5-star experience in hospitality. We have a bar where we sell varieties of wines and drinks. Our restaurant is second to none with mouth-watering dishes, African cuisine, continental and local dishes, all at affordable prices. Our event space is suitable for all ceremonies, be it social or corporate. We have a big parking space and our environment is conducive for all. Our security is watertight and we have 24 hours power supply. We are located at Kwame Road at Abeokuta, Ogun State. You can reach us on 006-081-0672. Newgate Exclusive Hotel and Event Center, the sure bet in hospitality.